If you haven't done this yet, like, comment, and subscribe to my Man of Faith page on YouTube. There's a lot to be coming you guys' way soon, especially with this upcoming year. I'm excited. It's hard to express it lately, but we're gonna get into that. Today is marks the day after my first time not being able to say happy birthday to my son. You know, and I know what his mom is thinking, and especially if she would have watched this video, she would be like, oh, he's so dramatic. Oh, he's this, that, and the third. Then to go in to give all these BS reasons of why me and my son's relationship is getting ruined. But all predictable reactions from her. But anyway, I've been dealing with a lot of stress with family. That's why I haven't really put out a lot of episodes, due to the fact that I'm just trying to make sure me and my family is good. Oh, we're all alive and healthy by the grace of God. Everything's great. You know, we're good. We still have a roof over my kids' heads. Food is provided for them. I can't complain. I can. But what's the use? What's the use? Trying to get through this Christmas season. I hate Christmas. I really do. It's just money being blown out the door, left and right. But in this season, I can't stop thinking about my kids. Eli, I ain't gonna say their names, but I miss them so much, and it's killing me that I can't see them more than what I see of them now. And living with my 3 kids here, I'm doing the best that I can to show them that I'm not gonna let it affect me. I'm gonna embrace what I have now with you guys and do what I can to be the best father I can be. But there's always that but in the back of my head, or back of my mind, that, man, I wish my other kids could be here to be part of this. We live in a cruel world, man. We live in a very cruel world where men like me have to suffer, and it sucks. It sucks. I live in a dark space in my head sometimes when I'm not busy being fake towards other customers at my job, showing that I'm happy or whatever I'm showing customers, and from what I'm showing my family is completely different from what I actually feel. That dog is snoring. I wish I could explain it, but it's hard to explain. The arguments that me and my wife have gotten into lately. Little petty nitpick stuff, nothing crazy. But yeah, the arguments still destroy a piece of you sometimes. Hold on. I know I can fix this. And I will. But pray for your boy, y'all. I'm doing the best that I could. And I'm trying to do better with my praying. I have not been doing good praying. Getting back to the church is a main goal. I'm always working, so when I'm tired from work, it's hard to make it into church, but I'm gonna do better with that. I'm definitely gonna do better with that. I am going to try to start new ventures now, where I'm gonna try to get into more streaming, talking to people, doing things with other people, like interviews and more for this upcoming year. That's one of my goals. But one of my biggest New Year's resolution, or wish really, because I can't really do anything about it, is the fact that I hope I could see my son and my daughter, especially my daughter, as much as she's been expressing to me how she missed me. Oh my gosh, I miss that little girl. If I could do things over, it's not that I would not have had these kids with my baby mama, but before things have gotten worse after we had our little girl, even though I knew that things were going to be the same with me and their mom, like as far as getting back together, I should have tried to keep them around. Keep them in state. That's what a real father does, that wants to be around the kids. I did mess up both my opportunities at the time. When I did have my baby mom stay here the first time with my son, but I should have learned the second time. And now my kids have to suffer without their dad in their lives. Oh, that hurts. But anyway, my son is 15. And son, if you see this, happy birthday, and I love you. Daddy's always going to be thinking about you, praying for you. And I pray that God blesses you with so much more wisdom and knowledge and love and mercy. Because I know what it's like to be 15. I was your age. So much more experiences come your way, good and bad, but you can always find a way to push to do good in every aspect of your life. I always tell you and your brother over here, little man, I always say this: do better than I did. That's every parent's biggest wish. do better than I did. I'm not there to experience a lot of your growing up. I'm not there to experience a lot of things that as a father that I wish I could. Even though it was so small, I still think about the time that you were here. How quickly the puzzles fell back into place when it comes to our bond. How happy you made me when you just wanted to stay under my wing and learn from me. You made me a better person, and still, you and your siblings are still making me a better person to this day. In so many ways. My life got off track a little bit at some point in your life, but I picked it back up. Because I know one day, when you do come and stay with me, or be around me, you could pick up where we left off. I love you, man. And I love your sister so much, too.
They don't know what, I wasn't doing anything, but they don't know what I was doing.
Right.
I literally could have been doing so many things.
Right.
I wasn't, thank God. I was not
it might
that
be
type of
a
child,
little
but
bit different because you were raised by a white mom.
yeah.
And
A
so
lot of people.
It could have been a little bit more, either more lenient, or not.
Yeah.
And not to say that white women and black women are totally different.
They are.
Just a totally different concept.
But they are.
However, I personally know that black women, because I'm a black woman, have a lot of different traumas surrounding being sexually abused, physically abused by men, fathers, uncles, brothers, this, that.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was sexually abused by her mom's husband. And so she put that on me. So with my brother, it was just like, you know how like women dress their sons up like, almost like how they want their man to do?
Yeah.
Weird
like
shit.
Too grown?
It's literally called emotional incest.
Wow, I've never heard that.
You can be emotionally incested to your son.
Wow.
Like those mothers of sons who are, you're just like, oh, you're so fine.
Yeah.
My son is so fine. That's weird.
That is weird, yeah.
The trauma lies very deep. Very deep.
It does.
And I read about this all the time, and I just study it because I've been through it. But yeah, I don't know. I could get lost in talking about this all the time.
I'm sure. But I will say that the way that black people parent and white people parent is a little different. Like what you were.
I mean, there is a difference, but I feel like there's a difference in the. Okay, let's say even if it's just the same time. It's a difference of setting. What's there, what's provided for them. Like for instance, you were living in Kennesaw, whereas in New York, there was different things provided for me. But back to what you were saying, like.
Are you recording?
Yes, I'm definitely recording.
Yeah.
But back to what you were saying, like how. Like something about moms letting the kids run the streets. I didn't have that chance. I wish I had that chance. And somebody can complain about that, but no, it was not given to me because of how strict my parents was. mind you, when my parents was around, of course, me and my cousin, we ran them streets. You know what I'm saying? But my parents would never let me out in social settings around other people, so I never knew what it was like. When I come out here and I see this certain things with families that's so easily letting their kids go, I'm like, what the hell is going on? What's
So
wrong?
it's a cultural thing.
It's a cultural thing. It's definitely a cultural thing. It's not just, parents want to be mean just because they want to be mean. No, it's definitely a cultural thing. And for me, it's because I'm Haitian. I'm sorry. People might be like, it's not because you're Haitian. No, it's because I'm Haitian. If I was African, I probably would be able to say the same thing because I saw certain behaviors with Africans in New York too.
It's very similar.
You know what I mean? So I forgot what we were talking about.
I totally get it. And I feel like not only is it cultural, but it might be a racial thing too. So like black and white, or American, Haitian, African, Nigerian, whatever whatever. Like I worked in school with Haitian kids, and the way that they just stand up straight and yes ma'am, no ma'am, I can tell that they're Haitian right off the bat because they're just raised a different type of way. Like I don't know, I can't explain it. It's not like a physical future thing. Like even when you said, actually, I thought that you were Haitian or something. I don't know. Like, is there a physical look that I have that anybody has that makes
sad to say?
Haitian?
You know what's sad to say? There is a look to Haitians.
Because there's a look to Africans, so I'm not in disagreement with you.
Exactly.
You African, I can kind of tell.
Right. Bruh, shoot, the way they be looking sometimes, you can tell they're probably African, but Haitians, you could definitely know Haitians sometimes, like the way they walk.
I don't know my lineage, and you can blame that on the slave trade. I have no clue where I'm actually from. I could be Haitian. I don't know.
Yeah.
My grandma wasn't. My great grandma wasn't. My great great grandma wasn't.
Yeah.
So my ancestry dates back to like America. So I've had people like be like, oh well, where are you from? No, but where really are you from? Like, are you from Africa? I don't have any ancestry dating back to Africa as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So, and you could say the same thing about white people. Like, I could be like, oh, well, where are you from? Oh, I'm from America. No, but really, like, where in Europe are you from?
Yeah. Like, I know my mom's side, but I don't know my dad's side.
Right.
So, yeah, but I do think that the leniency is a little, and like he said, maybe it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
I do, but go ahead.
I was just gonna say, my mom was, like, my grandparents, they're obviously white, they're French and Italian, so they were pretty strict with her and her sister. They were pretty strict, but I think, like, obviously they had some leeway because just white people seem to be a little bit more lenient with their kids and what they're doing, and especially back in the 70s and 80s when you're raising kids, they were able to run the streets just like kids would.
Maybe not run the streets like thugs like we do, but
exactly, right? Because they're not looking for trouble. They're going to the store.
Let me pop the fire hydrant. Let me go get me a popsicle.
They're just going to
oh my God, there goes a black dude going across the street.
That's the thing.
With
the
a gun.
consequences wasn't that somebody was going to get locked up. The consequences was that just you get a slap on the wrist, even if that just go back home.
If that was even, something that they even thought about.
Yeah.
Like they could have just thought, oh, we're just going to play baseball.
Right.
Or we're just going to the arcade. Like, just going to be kids, going to have fun, I feel like our kids need more of that.
You know what I want to double back to, though?
Able to be innocent.
I want to double back to the conversation that we had when we were in Tennessee. I love.
What were we talking about?
She pointed out how, like, there is a fine line between an adults and kids. Mm-hmm. Like, where you have to learn to teach your kids where their place is at when it comes to adult conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, learn to tell them, hey, when adults are when adults are conversating, please get out the room, or this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I had to catch Audrey today when you were talking to Ashley about something, and I had to tell her, get out of Daddy's mouth. Play.
Actually, I noticed when she was standing right there.
And I said, get out of Daddy's mouth. Play with something, go find something to do, but get out of Daddy's mouth.
Yeah. And you have to. And you have to catch it very young because I was not allowed at all. We had a kids' table, separate, Thanksgiving, Christmas, yada. Go sit at the kids' table. I think maybe I got introduced to the adult table. I was like 16.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
in Creole, they call it Subushmoon.
Wow.
In people's mouths. Subushmoon.
Subushmoon.
In people's mouths.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I saw today.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you better know better. And if not, you know, I like the kids at my school, I'm like, because they will literally be like, and I'm like, do I have something on my face?
Right.
Do I have something on my mouth? Okay, get out of my face.
Right.
Go.
Come on.
And I feel like that's another conversation too, because I feel like Black women always get this narrative that we're so aggressive and we're this and we're that. And with Zoe, I can be aggressive. Like, I'm talking to Zoe like, get out of my face, go sit down, right? And so, but that teaches her, like, when she's, like, as she's growing and as she gets older, Zoe knows. And that's also what keeps her being like a child, having a child mindset. Like, you already know to get the hell out of my goddamn face while I'm talking. And if you don't know that, I'm reminding you.
But if you do know, you don't.
You can attest to the fact that Zoe is not a disrespectful child.
Oh, of course.
I have put in a lot of work to get her to that point.
Shoot.
She don't be in
I don't really have to tell her anything when she's here.
Your face. Yep. You will not have to talk to her about being any disrespectful kind of way.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you might have to check on her like, oh, you good?
Right.
Like, are you okay? I haven't
seen you in a
52
while.
hours. Like,
mind you, there was one time where I said something to Audrey. It's like she knew just to fall in line. Like she's like, you know what? If he's telling Audrey to do this, that means me too. Let me go ahead and do that.
like, using your discernment. Like, come on now.
Yes, come on.
But, you know, and I mean, but also too, like on the flip side, I feel like there's some things that I was taught at a young age that I felt like was super toxic, and that I had to unlearn that with Zoe. So, for example, I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, when I had questions, like legit questions, like, Mom, where are you going? Or why do we have to do that? Or what's going on? And her response was, you don't question me. You don't ask questions. You're a kid, stay in a child's place. And I feel like that is very toxic because me now, if Zoe has a legitimate question, I just answer her. Well, why do we have to do this?
That's what my mom would do, and that's what I do. Because honestly,
Man, hell nah.
No, because
Creoles, Haitian folks would be like, the hell you in my like? What you in my business for?
If you think about what Ashley just said when you're like, what was the point that you just said? Now I'm like, oh yeah, what'd she say? But what did you say?
Yeah. Well, just like
because I had something to piggyback off of that. Go ahead.
Well, wait, are you asking me what
yeah, what you just said.
Yeah, so like as a kid, you are not allowed to question adults.
Yeah.
Ever at all.
And what they doing, what they saying.
Like it's considered disrespect.
Yeah.
And he said that your mom, like, if you said something that your mom always told you. Damn.
When she was like, if you had a question as to why, like what she explained, she tells Zoe why, but y'all's parents didn't. It'd be like, oh, don't question me. It is what I said it is, and you heard what I said, and just do it. But I feel like, and I don't remember everything from my childhood, but I feel like my mom did talk to me more about those things, and it wasn't like, I don't know, I just feel like I had a different upbringing, honestly, because it's not just because my mom is white, but I was the only child, she was a single mom, there were just a lot of things, and I was partially raised by my grandma and my grandpa. They weren't married, so I'm in two different settings being raised by these people.
And they were older and they had more patience. Exactly.
They were older, they had more patience. My grandmother taught me how to cook. My grandfather did this with me. Even though my mom wasn't 100% around all the time, it's because she was working, because she was a single parent. So I was with these older people, like you said, that had patience, that did this with me, that did that with me. It was almost like I had older parents. Think of you having a child at 40 years old. Right. That's almost like what I got. Right. Maybe 50 years old. I can't remember exactly how old they were, but around kind of like that age gap. Now you would think of like probably doing exactly what we're doing. But back in the day, the people who were raised in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, they are completely different than how people are now. How people are being raised now, right? Do you guys agree?
Yeah, the baby boomers.
Yeah, the baby boomers are completely separate than Gen Z and Gen Alpha and whatever else is going on out here. I don't even know anymore. But I think that, like what you said was how that was completely toxic. I do agree with that because I feel like when you don't take the time out to explain things to your kids, I feel like that leaves a certain, maybe it's anxiety with them. I don't know. It's something.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we talked about it earlier.
Because you're just like, it is what it is because I said it is. Basically, you do as I say. It's almost like you do as I say, not as I do. But you're giving the example.
How it affects you. It creates a child that is not confident. You cannot be confident when your parents don't really talk to you and take the time to explain things out to you. It makes you a people pleaser. Like, for example, my parents never really gave me a choice or an option of what I wanted to eat for dinner. Something as simple as that.
Yeah.
And so as I got older, people would be like, well, what do you want to eat for dinner? Or what do you, and I would always say, that's okay. You can pick. It's okay with me. It's you can decide. Instead of being like,
I want this.
I want this. Like, if you're giving me a choice of whatever I want to eat, this is what I want.
And I kind of understand why certain parents are like this, because
I understand it too. That's the crazy part.
All right, based off, I told you earlier briefly what we grew up as. Like, there are times where we went without lights. There's time we had no water, we had no food,
no family money.
You know what I'm saying?
Or whatever
if my mom brought McDonald's, do you know how, man, the house was jumping. And my dad don't eat McDonald's, so he had to fend off and find his own food. So it was just the kids and my auntie and my grandma eating McDonald's. But imagine, like, going through all that, and then when the time comes, if we have a choice for food, if we were to tell my mom, I don't want this, what my mom would say? What do you think what my mom would say? Because I've told you, go to bed. Not,
turn the lights off.
Or okay, fine, you ain't gotta eat.
Yeah, just go to bed.
You ain't gotta eat. So shoot, the minute you get to bed and you feel that tummy rumbling, I don't give a damn. You're going to sleep.
The kitchen is close. The kitchen is close.
You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Bro, you know what's crazy? This is why I think jail is cool. Because even those rules apply there. You don't eat. You don't eat. That's you. You know what I'm saying? When the food comes around, you choose. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if we over here struggling, you think we'll sit here and get mad because you chose not to eat this? No, I'm about to find out how I'm gonna get the next meal, and that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? So, like, all right, with our kids, fast forward to now, with our kids, of course we have snacks in the pantry. You know what I'm saying? Or we have something in the fridge if our daughter or son don't like whatever she chooses to cook. I don't give a dang. This is what I tell my wife. Tell them to go to bed. And there's nothing else you're going to eat if you didn't want that food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be great. Basically teaching them learn how to be grateful. Because, mind you,
and so many kids are these days. So many.
Check this out. Mind you, there are people that will hear what I'm saying right now. Let me see how many minutes I got. All right. Like, there are so many parents right now that will get mad about what I'm saying right now. But they will never think about the little footage that we used to see on, back when we were kids on TV. $1 a day will save the kids. A cent a day. Yeah. They think stuff like that is fake. It's not fake. There's people that's still living in that type of
Yeah. And you over here talking about I want lobster surf and turf.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I was just watching a video on YouTube. Up until this day, there's still people that sit there and eat like it's their last meal of the day. They'll kill whatever they kill, mix it up with all these types of plants and veggies like that they grow from the ground and mix it up, and they all eating with their hands off one plate. A village off one plate.
It's not even just in Africa, South America.
You know what I'm saying?
They're going through it over there.
And when my kids sit there and complain about, of course I'm gonna get mad. Why wouldn't I'm like, yo, I'm thinking about people that don't have.
Yeah, it's like you're thinking about that, but they have no, until you let them know about that.
Which is what I do.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if they didn't know about that, and even if, that's not something that they think about all the time. Because every time when they say, oh, I don't like this, they're not thinking about, oh, this hungry person. But once we let them know that.
Okay, once I get that. Yeah.
They usually understand. But we went through the same thing last night with Audrey. When I made these egg roll things, she didn't like it. But she knew that was the only thing that she was having. So she ate some. And then she didn't eat the whole plate, but she ate some. Because I wasn't making anything else.
And also too, like, that happens with Zoe all the time. She's very picky. And I was too when I was a kid. But I just let Zoe know, just try it. If you don't like it, then you will never have to eat that again.
Exactly.
Because you tried it and you realize that you really don't want it. Mm-hmm. Because kids are they will play you. And they will play in your face. And they will work their minds up to be like, I don't like that. That's too soggy or too this or too that. And so some stuff it really is like a balance, like a healthy balance. So I get what you're saying and I get what he's saying too, because when I was a kid, it was a very specific, I let my parents know from a very early age, I do not like chicken with the bone in. Like, that was my absolute no. I did not like it. I never wanted it. And they would always order like these KFC buckets and these Popeye buckets and this and that. And they knew that I did not eat that. And they never got a side of chicken tenders or this. It was just like, we're getting a big bucket of chicken because this is a value thing. Like, and we need to feed everybody. And I would tell them that all the time. And they still made me eat chicken with the bone in. Wow. So
what if I was, here's my thing. Like, knowing what you know now, what if that was your last meal? Like, that was the only thing that you can eat at the time?
Hell, cut it up for me. Take it off the bone. Do something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do something. You know that I don't eat this.
Don't that fall in line with shoulda, coulda, woulda? Like, I mean, I'm just saying, when I say shoulda, coulda, woulda, like, at the end of the day, it was provided. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, they didn't cut it up or whatever for you, but at the end of the day, you had food.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. But the thing is that a lot of kids, and also too, another thing is, when Zoe was like younger, you would have thought that Zoe was a vegan. Zoe did not eat anything with meat. She did not like it. She was not interested in it. It could have been her last meal. She could have been starving. She just refused to eat.
You know what triggered that?
I think that was just something that she just didn't dig. She wasn't into it.
Meat.
I thought that she really was a vegan at some point. And instead of me cultivating that and being like, no, eat this. This is healthy for you. This is protein. This is what's going to make you gain weight. You're underweight. You're this, you're that. I could have really been like, this is my last meal. I've been working all day. It's easy to take that out on them because I've been there.
Which I get, yeah.
Oh my God. And then you will have nothing in your pantry. You have nothing to supplement for that. And it's just like, oh my effing God. For if you don't eat this food, I'm going to be so angry because you love your kids so much and you want them to go to bed with a full belly.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But at the same time, again, if you have that emotional maturity to be like, you know what? She's been telling me that she doesn't like this. Yeah. She's been told me that she doesn't like chicken with
Nah, that's
you know
that's like right there. What do you call that?
That I could but it's really like you have to pick your battles.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like you already know. So like like you doing this again, and you see her giving the same answer. What you mad about? What you frustrated about? She already told you she didn't like it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I get that. You know what I'm saying?
So it's really just neglect at this point.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes.
It's literally like that's like you making something for Bane that you know good
knowing he doesn't like,
that he does not want it, and kids are just little kids.
She still gets stuff that I don't like. She know.
Like what? What do I make that
you would feel like she just really playing in your face.
Other than vegetables, because I literally care about you. Other than vegetables, what do I give you that you don't like?
Give me 10 minutes to think about it, and I guarantee you, I'll come up with a list.
I really want to know. I want to know. I want to know.
Alright, you tell this woman you want chips, right? You know what chips she's gonna get you? Veggie straws. What the heck is a veggie straw? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and she'll do it.
She said she cared about you. She wants you to eat.
Oh, trust me. She care about me. She'll do what I like. You know, come on now.
You ain't finna be difficult, okay? You ain't finna go into pre-diabetic and all that.
Thank you. See, I'm looking after you, babe.
I ain't got time.
Let's get off me. Go back to y'all, the kids.
In 20 years.
We get back to the kids.
And then you come to me, oh, you were right. Duh, I was right. I was trying to tell you.
I was looking after you all this time.
Right, and now you want to appreciate it 30 years later.
Let me get my kettle corn juice, please. Let me get my Doritos.
Oh, actually, sometimes I'll make stuff and it'll be like, this ain't got no meat in it.
Bruh. I literally had to talk myself into eating it.
Oh my God.
Only because I'm hungry.
I mean, I get that too.
But you eat it and it's good.
It's good, but I'm like, yo. I'm taking a shower. I go take a shower after that. I'm like, I feel like something's missing from my body. I'm like, I had the rice, I had the veggies, but there was something missing from my plate. The protein, good God.
Yeah, I didn't grow up with vegan meals, so I'm okay with that one.
It's not like I make a lot of vegan meals, Ashley.
I literally like feel like something is missing.
Meatless Monday or something, that's it.
I had a meatless Monday.
And that forced me to go get ice cream. That forces me to go look for something else to substitute for the fact that there's an empty.
So he's basically saying you doing that is going to make him eat even worse. Because he's going to supplement.
Which it has. It has. But honestly, I eat a lot. Like
even if I cook, he's still eating at work.
And man, work does not help.
It's like even if I most time I make him lunch going to work, he still eats at work.
And mind
He's there
you,
for so long, which is understandable.
Mind you, if I worked a whole shift like this in a warehouse and there was not food to provide, I'll probably get something from a vending machine
Exactly.
or whatever.
Still not great stuff.
But
Junk.
throughout the whole time, I am hungry. So imagine me being that hungry but working in a restaurant. And then next thing you know, people messing up on their meals. They say, "Oh, don't throw it away. Just put it right on the side for the servers." I'm the server that's eating all of that, not the servers. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating.
I know.
Some servers will come by and take them a wing and walk away. I'm still the server that's eating all the wings. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause
I know.
I literally get full at work, and I think the stomach that I got right now is probably because of Taco Man. Like,
I feel like any wife would be frustrated with that. Especially when you just like your love language might be just feeding your man.
well, that's my love language. You gotta feed me, baby. You know what I'm saying? And like it got to the point where now I started noticing she don't even leave the food in the microwave. She leave it sometimes now. Sometimes. But
I
then
just assume you're gonna eat at work.
which I do.
Honestly, so one, I know that. And two, if I leave it in there opposed to just putting it in the fridge, it's gonna be bad. So you can at least have it for lunch tomorrow.
Because sometimes I come home and I don't even come in the kitchen at all.
If you don't communicate that, that's even more frustrating because it's just like.
But there's not that much to communicate there because I already know. You know what I'm saying? Like she puts it in there are times when she used to put it in the microwave versus now she knows I'm eating at work. So now it's not in the microwave no more.
But she's assuming, which led you to assume. So she was assuming that you already ate at work.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're assuming, but she's assuming that I already ate at work. So it's like this cycle of assuming. Like
it's a cycle of assuming, but at the same time, she knows me, I know her. And like the minute she stops, I already know why she stopped. Right. You know what I'm saying? I already see why she stopped leaving it in the microwave or whatever. Or there are times where I actually come and there's actually food in the microwave. She was hoping that, and you know why I know she put some meal in the microwave. She'll leave it in there, even if she probably thinks that I probably ate at work.
Because it was bomb.
She knew she made some bomb ass meal, so she wants me to. she wants me to taste it. You know what I'm saying?
Like what? You gonna taste this food?
Yeah.
I know it was good.
Yeah. So trust me, and that's what like after 10 years of being in a relationship, like that's how I got that's how you know each other. So even if she were to leave it in there one night and I don't even check and it's next thing you know it's spoiled, she's like, oh man, she'll probably be like, oh man, dang, he didn't check the microwave. That's on me. She's probably gonna take the blame and say that's on me. Cause I know he probably ate at work. You know what I'm saying? So
or I didn't say something.
Yeah.
But sometimes, even if I remind you, you get home late, so it's not even.
And when for the most part, what balances out the times where she leaves it in there, and me possibly walking in and not seeing it, she'll still say something. She'll text me and be like, "Hey, I left some food in the microwave. When I come home, I don't want to eat that junk. I'm gonna put it in the fridge."
But if he comes upstairs and he's like, and I wake up to him coming in, and I'm like, did you eat or did you put the food in the microwave? He says no. I will literally get up and go put it in the microwave to make sure that food don't spoil.
Yeah.
So that he can eat.
She has not had to do that in a month.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, so I don't know what she even talking about. Because I'm gonna make sure I put it in the microwave if she lets me know.
I would say months, but I'm just saying that's how much I care about you eating.
Right, that's the overall.
This woman.
Picture.
That's the overall picture.
And that's her love language. Because I would feel the same way. Like, I don't know. All I know is I made enough food for everybody. And sometimes, like, communicating that type of stuff, it gets exhausting. It's just like, I should already know these things, like, up front. Like, okay, this is what it's going to be. He's going to eat when he gets home. But then when it gets to the point where you don't really know, and you don't really want to take the time out to be like, hey, did you eat? You know, because everything it's still going. Like I mean, I'm trying to clean it up. I'm trying to put the shit up.
Exactly. I'm trying to do so much.
Like right, like so I totally I get both sides of it. I've been there before, and I feel like also one of my love languages too is that. So have you ever like went through this like basically like you're cooking and say your baby is home and you're cooking and the food is hot, it's fresh, it's still alive, it hasn't died yet, and alive. You want him to eat right then and there, and he's like, oh well, I'm doing something right now, and it's like, eat now, eat your food, it's hot, I plated it, like it's
a couple
presented
times,
to you.
No, I will not force it on him. If he's like there have been times where he's like, oh no, he might not have an appetite then. He may be going to the gym. A lot of times that's what it is. Or, oh, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that. A lot of times that's exactly what it is. I'll just put it in the microwave and he'll warm it up. It's always better.
Oh, trust me, she when she gives me the food, I'm gonna eat. But for the most part, if I tell her that I'm doing this, I'm doing that, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not because
like he'll eat it later.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be fresh.
Oh yeah,
oh
yeah, I'll definitely eat it. So you know how I told you my dad did whatever he did with my like.
Oh yeah, you didn't ever finish that.
Yeah. Okay, so the reason why. All right, so I saw my mom crying, and she said, "Well, she like my godmother is like." Has he always been like this? I'm like, yo, you've known him for so long. You really don't know how he's been? He's been like this all 37 years of my life.
Just because he has been like that doesn't always mean that everybody sees him.
Of course not. That's what that's basically what I'm seeing right now. You know what I'm saying? And then the part of me that texts trying to just say, I'm sorry. Only because the only reason why, no matter if it's her or me, that this stuff is going on where I can't be around my kids is because of me. Regardless of what she did or but everything I did, everything that every move that I've made to get us into this position where we're not talking, we're not together, where the kids are in Michigan and not here with me, it's because it's me. Regardless. But you know what I'm saying, with what she did, it's me. The fact that I reacted in a certain way whenever we got into arguments, the result was me. No matter what.
Yeah.
She could have sat there and just not want me to leave the room. I knew I had enough strength to push her across the room and just leave the room right then and there rather than escalate it from that point. There was times where she got in my face and I could have just walked away, but she kept walking up on me, and I still let that provoked behavior push me into that was me.
Yeah.
But I apologized. I apologized for my reaction because I went to the extreme, whereas most men would have just either called the cops or just walked away. I apologized for hurting her when I did react. I apologize for the fact that even if it was her fault, she's still dreaming and living day by day thinking that he hit me, he hurt me. Even though I was wrong, he still did this, he still did that. Oh, he scarred me for life. I'm sorry. I am very sorry I scarred you for life. Because back then I did not know what I know now.
Yeah. Did she ever respond to you, back to you?
We're going in, I'm going to say what she said right now. Nothing impressive. She didn't say nothing. I said I'm sorry for everything. I don't know. Just everything. Something I'm going through just compelled me to say it. I hope you have a good day. Talk to you later. Then say nothing else. That shows a level of respect that she has for me, but at the end of the day, you know what else that shows me? The level of maturity that she has instilled in her. It's nowhere to the point where I could even show her that any type of respect that I need to show her, but I'm gonna show her the respect that I need to show her for my kids.
Yeah.
But I see where she's at, and I can't take somebody like that serious and think that I'm gonna get anything positive out of her.
Yeah. It's like if you kind of go into it, we talked about this the other day, if you go into it with low expectations, you will not be disappointed.
And I didn't have any expectations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't.
Because expectations lead to disappointment. You get your hopes up. You think that somebody's going to do this, that, and the third. They say this, they say that. Don't believe anything until you see it.
Now imagine if I were to text her and be like, before I text her, I'm like, yo, I'm going to text her because I feel like she's going to do this. This is how she's going to act. And then next thing you know, I text her, she didn't react the way I want her to react.
Exactly.
She ain't text me. She didn't say this. Oh, she didn't say. Oh, I appreciate this, that. Oh, she didn't say none of that.
Yeah.
And I'll be all butthurt. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, you could.
At the end of the day, what I could tell my kids is, I apologize to your mother. Who chose to move on? This guy did. Not her, but me. She's still bitter. As much as she want to say that she's not bitter. She could sit here and tell me all day she's not bitter. She's bitter. Especially if she's the one person that brings it up in certain situations that shouldn't even brought up.
Yeah.
She didn't have to even tell me about my son the other day. Just for the record, the reason why your son is not talking to you, I didn't even say anything to you about that. What compelled you to want to say something about it? I said, let's hash it out.
Yeah. You just assumed that was it.
No. This is where I feel like we're not grown enough between me and you to have a conversation where we act like we could talk like as adults. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kept dreaming, I kept thinking about it throughout the past couple of nights where she was like telling me about my son. I'm like, well, I didn't even ask you about all that. So are you guilty about something?
Maybe, but maybe she just thinks that maybe that's why you're reaching out to her, and she knows that he's not speaking to you, so she feels like she's already on defense. She feels like she needs to defend
herself. And you know, a lot of the trauma speaks to that though, to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's not used to somebody showing her love. She's not used to somebody apologizing genuinely, sympathetically, or anything like that. She's used to damage done to her. And it just pushed under the rug. Now, damage, I'm going to keep that scar there. Don't try to heal. Don't just let it...
You guys okay?
Just let it heal over time. And however I react to it, whenever somebody flicked that wound of mine, I'm going to react. Because I never healed. That's what I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, I can't interact with you if you're not choosing to heal. Your way of healing is, F this nigga, I'm getting money. F this guy, I'm doing my thing. I'm finding peace. How did you find peace? With this bitterness still instilled in you. How did you find peace?
You guys okay?
There's no peace.
Yeah.
You've literally broke me down as a man when it came to my kids. My kids is your ammunition. And I've healed time after time like Wolverine. You know how Wolverine, every time he gets hurt in the movies, or X-Men or whatever, he heals up fast.
Yeah.
That's his ability. That's me when it comes to my kids. She inflicted so many wounds throughout the past 15 years with my own kids that I had to heal on my own. But she's still bitter about the past. Those wounds are still there. I can't remember. I can't remember half the things she done to me. But I know she's done it. We talk. If the subject comes up about it, you already know. I've told you many stories.
Yeah.
I'm sure she told her husband many stories. But I've also caught many liars in their place. Not gonna speak on that.
Yes. I have. Yeah, I have a couple of times. She even prefers to speak to me over Bane.
Which is disrespectful to me. So disrespectful.
She has requested to talk to only me.
And what you know what's so disrespectful about that? To me, my wife. If I'm marrying you, we're in union. We're one. Obviously, you're on the same page as me with most things. Of course, it might not be everything, but most things. You're on the same page about everything. Me and her, we could agree on most things, but we disagree on. But when it comes to my baby mama, me and her, we have a lot of agreements. For you to think that my wife is gonna go behind my back to agree with you is stupid on your behalf. Because at the end of the day, she's going to confide in me just the same way I confide in her. And she thinks it's the other. She's never had that type of relationship. She might have had a slight part of it with me. But she's never had that type of relationship based off of what she's going through in her life. The fact that she can't keep a man. The fact that she don't have a man.
I just think of like the version of you that I know and I picture that she got is the version that I met in the very beginning.
Yeah.
That's who she had.
Yeah.
And like I told you, Ashley, I told him if he continued on that path that he was on, if he continued drinking the same way that he was, we would not
Mind you,
together.
The way I was drinking with Desi, I was not drinking like that with China.
Oh, you weren't drinking?
Not like that.
Hold on, this is actually a really good conversation. I don't know anything. I'm just listening from what you guys are saying. But a really good point that you just made, that, and a lot of people go through this, where the version of a man could be, from what you had, could be totally, like basically Aiden's dad.
Yeah.
You could feel like he was not a good person, he wasn't a good provider, he wasn't a good dad, he wasn't this, was that. But he could be
The complete opposite. Yep.
top 5.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
And so,
Which we was most like.
you know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I've never gone through Zoe's dad is single and I'm single.
Okay, so you guys have never gone through
We've never
that.
gone through this. However, like how Bane just said that she prefers to speak with you, I don't see that in such a negative way, because I feel like if AJ, actually that's Zoe's, it's funny because Ashley is AJ, Zoe's dad is AJ.
Oh.
If Antonio actually got married, I would prefer to speak to his wife. Like I would not, because we've done that and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't look at that as disrespect. Now I'm not saying that his wife is supposed to be, oh girl, yeah. But if you prefer to speak to me, that's okay. Like as long as we can communicate efficiently, then that because either way, my husband is right here.
Right,
and
yeah.
He might
That's what
be
she
telling
needed to
me,
know.
He might even be
Either
telling
way,
me what to say.
He was right here.
My man is my man.
Exactly.
Right.
My man,
He knows
my
what's
man.
going on.
Right? So
Like,
when you know that,
like,
the fact that
talking-
you still want to speak to me, then everything should be okie dokie, because you already know that we are influencing each other in these, you know what I'm saying, like in these messages, like we
Which basically goes back to what I was saying, like.
And if my husband is wrong, I have a brain of my own, so we can talk. My husband is gonna know what I'm saying. However, there might be a point in time where I'm like, okay, yeah, like that was kind of weird, yada yada yada. So I know that I'm gonna eventually probably have to, because your kids are 12 and 15. Zoe's only 8.
Yeah.
Hell,
at some point you might have to deal with this.
I'm gonna be in the same boat.
But here's the thing. Now, yes, you saying that, okay, I might be okay with that. But at the end of the day, I don't feel like I have to inconvenience my wife for certain things that she's not responsible for. Meaning, my baby mama and what she got going on. So my baby mama will make a request. I need to talk to your wife rather than talk. My wife got a lot of things going on. What makes you think she want to have to deal with you?
But you know what? I will tell you this, baby. If it came down to you being able to have a decent relationship with her and be able to see the kids.
And we've went that route. Where has it gotten us?
We've done that where I've spoken to her.
Wait. Finish what you were just saying.
No,
if you were able to do that.
I would just say I would do that.
Yeah.
If
it's a sacrifice.
But we've been that route.
So, I'm not.
And where we at now?
I'm not.
Didn't you be on the phone? Weren't you on the phone with China a lot? When we were conversating on the phone with China, then she talked to you?
Yeah.
China purposely.
We did talk.
We had a conversation where we even tried that out. And she'll be like, you see, this is why I'd rather talk to you rather than talk to Bang.
It was like, so it was going good.
Mind you, this is the same thing that she's saying. It's the same thing that I say.
Yeah, I think that it's
you are a trigger for her. That's the thing.
I get that. For each other.
But my wife
it goes both ways.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is my wife is in the image of me versus, which is, my wife is the same is an image of me, whereas I'm in the image of my wife. So if I'm out here talking to another female, I'm gonna say what my wife would like me to say to her, and make sure that it's in line with what me and my wife have an agreement with. So whenever she's talking to my baby mama, whatever me and her come into agreement with is what I need her to be conveying to my baby mama. Now, don't get up on the phone talking about, this is why I like talking to you, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Whoa, hold up.
She's trying to trigger
you. Don't have to
There's a lot of...
I don't care, but that's what I'm saying.
Respectful.
But that's what I'm saying.
But
that's what I'm saying. I don't care what she's trying to do. That's not what I'm trying to talk about. What I'm talking about is have enough respect to think that my wife is not going to sit there and take that from you. First of all, hold up, watch out. That's still my husband. Before I even get triggered, what I need my wife to understand is whenever she start talking outside of the neck, yo, that's still my husband.
Yeah.
I understand that you don't like talking to him, but if you're gonna sit here and talk to me, have some respect.
Yeah, we're gonna be respectful. Yeah.
That's it. That's all I ask. But she's not on that level. Based off whatever she got going on in her life, what she got going on with her husband. My son now is in a situation where my biggest issue, no father in the home. Based off your views, whether you're right or you're wrong, your views, and I've seen how your views were wrong based off when I met you.
Yes.
Up until this day. And you want to tell me that you want to tell me that you're doing great?
Yeah.
Leave it at that.
You can't, yeah, exactly. Leave it at that, because at that point, this is where we've talked about, like, people at some point, based off of what people say, how they act, you know what you can say to somebody and what will make them change certain things and what's not going to.
Mm-hmm.
You know when you're wasting your time, when you're wasting your breath. And that's one of those situations. It's like, there's no point in saying anything further. Excuse me, because you know you're not getting anywhere.
No. No.
There's no point.
And
you might as well say.
And this is why we went years without talking.
But okay, so let me ask you a question, Jesse. And not that you this, like it's not personal towards me and it's not personal towards you, because I don't know, but I'm just asking because we've had little conversation here and there. I don't know too much about Bane's. I didn't even know her name, but so. Do you, as Bane's wife, do you feel that, have you ever felt that, I guess it's herself and whoever feels that you are influenced, like maybe you felt like there was a point in time where you could be like that bridge to communicate with Bane, his kids, his ex, yada yada yada, but people may have felt that you're not doing enough, or you could be doing, you could be the voice of reason in a situation, but Bane is basically influencing you to feel that she's this or she's that, or she's a problem with this or that. Like, do you ever feel like maybe, I don't know, I guess maybe just bad that you are kind of in the middle of it, and like woman to woman, like you can't make any of this work? Like, do you feel guilty?
I do feel bad,
especially with him having kids with you, and he takes care of the kids that you have.
Because I can only imagine, like, I saw how it made Aiden feel seeing that he had a brother on his dad's side, and how his dad was with that child. I know that he lies and he wants to see how his home is here and how he is with the kids, and I do feel bad for that because I want them to have that. But it's like, if their mom isn't, like, she won't even allow us to get them.
Yeah, and it's not just me. It's not me influencing that. It's me.
Yeah.
It's literally. You know what I'm saying?
I think the only stipulation for us to get them was that we had to literally fly out there to go and get them.
Literally.
Which
I have to either drive or
how
fly.
Expensive things are right now. The only thing we asked of her was to meet us halfway, which would be in Kentucky. She refused to do it. She refused. Otherwise, we would be getting the kids every break, every summer, just like he was getting the kids every single summer, every Christmas break, literally every single chance he was able to, he was driving out to get them.
And mind you, those were times where I had more money.
Yeah, but until he started driving for a living, it's too much. You're already driving over the road. You're driving for a living. Now you're expected to drive 10, 12 hours to Michigan. He would literally drive out there, pick them, like sleep for a couple hours, pick them up, and drive back. Literally go back and forth.
Mind you, right when I come back, I'm going back to my driving job.
I made that drive with him a couple of times. And even the both of us driving, it was rough. So it's like, you would think that some type of, like, he's showing interest, pays child support monthly, he's showing that he wants to see the kids, be with the kids, get the kids. She's not willing to meet us halfway.
And mind you, I could sit back and keep doing what I'm doing right now on my behalf, based on what she just said just now, of what I've done for my kids. I don't have to tell her anything. I don't have to tell her my emotions. She can see it for herself. And she's like, no, this is wrong.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You know what I'm saying? She'll sit there and say it's wrong. Only because what she's doing for Aiden. Aiden, literally, if Aiden don't calls his dad, have you called your dad? Where's your dad? Have you speak to your dad? When is he coming to get you? Have you tried to come, make sure, you know what I'm saying? Once I've seen all of this with her up in, like, mind you, I've been in Aiden's life all his life.
Yeah.
I've seen all of that. I've never seen one type of behavior like that from my baby mama, only because I am convinced that she's okay and willing to not make no effort into pushing my kids to knowing me, being with me, coming to see me, living with me, or even getting the chance to live with me. She's seen She sat there on the sidelines without even putting an input and saw all of this. How my son came and stayed with me for 2 months. Baby mama abruptly takes him out of my arms and want to put religion into play about it, or whatever case may be, only because of herself. Oh, I don't care. I do better. Okay, you really think that you do better, but at the end of the day, I don't care about none of that. It's the fact that I genuinely want to be in my son's or my daughter's life. And she snatched it just that quick. And I don't have to say nothing. Desi's watching all of that. All of that. For her to be able to be like, you know what? I know what I'm not going to let Aiden go through with his own father, biological father. And I'm here to make sure that he does not go through that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You're basically saying that Desi's not biased because she's been through similar situations.
Yeah.
And I mean,
she is not even like, come and get them. Like,
no, she's not.
Yeah. And I don't want you to think, like, if he had the energy to go and get them, and if he could make that drive, I'm all for it. Mm-hmm. Go get them. Make that drive. If we can do it, I'll ride out with you. If we can pay for the rental car and we can literally do it and, sleep at a hotel and then get them and come back, I will ride it out with you.
Right.
But the moment that he's like, oh no, I can't do that, or we can't do that, financially, energy, whatever, then it's dead.
Yeah, right.
I'm not even going to push it because it's just something that we can't do right now.
Financially, mentally, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it can't be done, it can't be done. Like, it got to the point where I feel like I have a partner with me that's seen all my struggles with what I got going on with the family behind. When I say family behind, I'm talking about my daughter and my son up in Michigan.
Right.
Now, if I choose to just focus on what I got going on with my family, I don't give a damn who's going to get pissed off with what I'm not going to do over there. Because now my son has shut me out along with his mother. And now if his daughter, my daughter, his sister, chooses to fall in line, it's going to burn me. But I would have to accept it because of what I'm accepting from her brother right now. You know what I'm saying?
So it's like, it's been a constant thing coming. Like, I don't want you to think that this is just something abrupt and things like, oh, forget about my kids. That's not at all.
Well, no, because we talk about it often.
Exactly. So they've been in contact, right? You knew of the time when he was here, and not Ilana, she only allowed Elias to come. And with her being Muslim, since we're not Muslim, so we're not keeping up with the things.
So since we're not keeping up with the prayers and now burn us with the fact that I can't be around my kids because of that.
Right. She abruptly, that's the only time she's come here.
Mind you, she don't come here at all.
She came all the way here to get him. She said, I'm on the way, I'm coming to get him.
Mind you, if she would have put that much time and effort into meeting us halfway,
every single time
for the kids, you think we would be in this position right now?
No. We wouldn't.
No.
But so there was that time, and then some time like in between, all the way from that time. So think around the time all the way up till now. There have been gaps where Faye has been able to speak to his children, whether it be through China, whether it be through her sister, whether it be through from the mom, if they had their own phones or whatever, Instagram, however they spoke to him at that point. So many different ways over the years. But there would be gaps of time. He would talk to them. It's like it would be consistent for a minute and then would fall off. He would hear from them for months. Then would be consistent and then would fall off for months. Repeatedly. This is why he is at the point where he's like, just forget it.
Yep.
Ilana will talk to you.
Ilana will talk to me. But now it's getting to a point where it's dying out. Because I'm getting excuses like,
But the mom has a lot of control over them. And
but she says she don't.
She does.
She do. I don't give a dang if he's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
As long as he's living
if
in
he's
her
in that
house,
home,
she
you got control.
Yes.
Talking about he has a mind of his own.
That's
so who's running the place?
That's not necessarily true because there was a time when Elias wanted after she came back and got him. There was a time more recently where he wanted to come and live here.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard him say it. He wants to come and live here. He doesn't agree with certain things that his mom does, with what she says, this, that, and the third. He's the type of person that she is.
And I have text messages, screenshots.
He tried to record the conversation that they were having, but I
oh my God,
will not let you record.
I wish.
It's recording, but there's no audio.
I wish there was a recording. If you heard this man talking, based off what's going on with him right now, you'd be like, what the hell is wrong with you, Elias? Why are you mad at your dad then? Do you remember this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just like.
But the audio was cut off. At the time, I guess iPhone did not have their little upgrades.
Wait, so where was the conversation at when he came here?
It was on FaceTime.
Oh, on FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
On Instagram or actual FaceTime?
FaceTime.
Actual iPhone to iPhone.
I remember going like this, hitting the record button and swiping button back up, just hoping that it was going to record.
Yeah.
I was walking through the whole cul-de-sac that time.
I remember.
And that's the time I chose to admit to my son what happened between me and his mother, that legitimately screwed us up completely before we even had our daughter. How I did put my hands to her, how it came about where I had to put my hands on her. But of course, I don't know if this is what he's mad about, but in his eyes, all you're gonna see is, oh, Daddy did this.
Of course, because he's a kid. I think that it was a little premature of telling him that.
But at the end of the day, based off the certain things that's being told to me I felt so compelled to say what I had to say to him. I didn't want. I would have never told him this information until he was 18. But the things that I was getting from him, I'm like, yeah.
Sometimes
mom is telling me certain
it be
things.
like that.
Yeah.
When you get frustrated and you're realizing that their mind has been influenced by some BS. Sometimes you gotta pop out and be like, listen, this is what it is.
Yep.
You know, but I get what you're saying too. Like, sometimes we have to hold ourselves together and decide,
or
okay,
like kind of,
I'm letting you have it.
Yeah, that or kind of like water it down some. I don't want to. It's not lying, but it's just kind of like making it. Yeah, but only because.
But you know,
because they're kids.
here's the thing. Like, whatever you withhold is what somebody else is gonna tell.
That's true. With this situation, is
because he could be like, because Elias does not know how to hold. Shut up. He doesn't know how to. How you call it? Something about cup full, like
cup full, cup overflowing.
Like no, whenever somebody can't hold a secret.
Can't hold water.
Can't hold water. He can't hold water for nothing. We could have this conversation in confidence, and he'll go back to his mother and be like.
And so that's what made things happen after they had that conversation. Because this is when the conversation, them talking. Really
Either that or a text message that I sent him.
So, but around the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of those, he obviously talked to China. Who knows?
Because his mom is his safe space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Safe space, but not his safe space. Based off this conversation that me and him had.
The things that he has said, yeah. It's like, it's easy to be like, yeah, she's not my safe space, but at the same time, that's what's kept him there. That's why he didn't, you know what I mean? That's why he's like in between of wanting to leave and not wanting to leave. Because he's now at the legal age where he can make that decision.
I literally could, if he tells me right now, I could go pick him, Dad pick me up, I pick him up, I'm not getting in trouble.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
So
but
he's 13. 13 is the legal age, right?
I believe so.
So I think it is too. So if he were to say that, he knows that age.
And I'm not doing it.
We've literally, we've been talking to him all this point up until that age, and now we're past that age. He knows that he could have made that decision. He's said, oh, I want to come live with you. I want to do this. I want to do that.
Something has influenced
But when that
him.
time comes, yes, or when he talks to China or whatever it is, it always just comes back. Or he's like, oh yeah, well, my mom said we might come there for, I think it was Christmas they were supposed to come, or Thanksgiving or something. They were supposed to come with their aunt, or with their mom or aunt, because they had,
you know how many times throughout the years I've heard that? Oh yeah, we're gonna come in such and such month.
Yeah.
We're gonna come this.
So then
we're gonna come
time
that.
goes by.
Never come.
Time goes by, and we talk about it. Have you heard anything about the kids, about them coming? He's like, oh, I didn't hear anything. Then I asked him again, and it's the mom now has said the only way that they're coming is if he pays for them to either fly or take the train, however. So it's like, dang, she's very toxic. So it's like, y'all said you were coming. Now you're only coming if I send you money, if I pay you for that. But don't I send you child support?
On top of the child support.
Don't I send you child support
So
every
she's
month?
putting stipulations on how her kids can interact with their father when that's not even the relationship that you guys all have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the weird part. That's like me asking Zoe's dad to do anything when we don't even have that type of dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not on child support. That's a whole different story.
It'd be like asking him, hey, can you take her to the doctor? Or hey, can you take her to softball practice? Or whatever random,
so
right?
We have to work into that.
Right.
You know, and so I totally understand that. You know, that is technically the definition of bitter. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
You can see my kids if you do X, Y, and Z, or if it's under this circumstance. I don't do that with Zoe's dad.
And mind you, the only thing that she's gonna bring up for that is the reason why she is like the way she is oh, I tried to go to court or I tried to she claims that I'm feeding things to my kids to bash her. Mind you, I've only tried to tell them how your mom's she's gotta be a hero to you guys, because she's raised you up until this point. I still give her credit. If you see my second book is all about giving her credit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna elaborate on that. I'm almost done with it, so you'll see. But anyway,
yeah, get ready. Actually, there's another one coming.
Yeah.
It's completely different. I've only read a snippet, but so far,
yeah, she read just a little bit.
It's completely different than her first one.
That's what's up.
This is a complete spin. Like in the last one, you would think I hate her. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie. Yes. I was like, if she read that book, she probably will sue you.
I don't give a damn.
He said he was gonna tell her read the second one
Defamation.
first.
Read the second one first, please.
Little do you know, she probably already got the book.
She probably read it. So you talking about? You know what she said to me? She's like, I see how you making it seem like I don't want you to be around your kids. I'm making it seem like I don't want you to be around your kids.
Do you have a picture of this person? Because I'm a visual person. I need to see.
The old pictures that I have of her. Yeah, you just all about the noise.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make you something.
Go ahead.
Sure.
But nah, she's not an ugly person.
It's not about the looks, but just.
She's actually beautiful in the pictures I have.
I just want to visualize what
she doesn't. Perception. Precipitation, like that means she's going to a whole bunch of clouds.
That's right.
Rain
and you know what?
All right.
And you know what, Desi? I feel like that's a big thing that I've heard between men and women, is that sometimes like men are more so like F that. I'm gonna tell you the real. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. And
women are more preserved.
Like with me, even when Zoe's dad was incarcerated for years on top of years, I was just like, well, he's working, he's this or he's that. Not because I want you to be blind to what's going on, but you're just a kid.
Yeah, you don't want to ruin that image for them before they've even had a chance to see it.
Right, because they're going to see the reality and what really happened. They're going to figure it out. They're going to become an adult, they're going to ask questions, and then they're going to go through their own situations where they really figure out how relationships work, and they're going to navigate that for themselves.
Yeah,
I don't have to tell Zoe anything about her dad. Right now, her dad is the best person in the world, even though he has never been in her life.
And you know what's crazy? I feel like baby mom could say the same thing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what my kids come back and tell me does not live up to what you're saying. Like if you were to be like, if she were to be saying what you're saying, I don't say nothing. I don't have to say nothing about your dad. You're gonna find out on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of moms say that, but at the end of the day, later on, you downplaying the dad. Oh, your daddy did this. Your daddy's done that. You just like your daddy. This, that, and the third. But
toxic people.
Toxic.
Not everybody.
Not everybody.
Yeah, not everybody.
Because if I don't say anything now, then I'm not going to say anything then. Why would I wait until you're 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 to say something? This is how it developed. Because honestly, it also would reflect back on me. Because my kid probably would be like, well, why would you be with somebody who is this horrible person? That's how kids think. They try to make it make sense. So with Zoe, I can't say your dad is a piece of shit. It doesn't. That's more detrimental on her than anything. You know what I'm saying? She's just a kid. You know, there's some moms, some toxic women who they put their kids in, like, okay, so for example, Ava and Cameron. I have physically heard their dad on the phone with them while they were on the phone with Zoe. And their dad, they are only 8 and 9. So when they were 7 and 8, he's on the phone telling them, your mom is a piece of shit. She's this, she's that. And I'm just like, and I called him out on it, and I'm like, I heard you, like, what was that about? I don't lie to my kids. I tell my kids the truth. I can tell my kids this and that. You don't think that that's damaging at 7 and 8 years old?
Especially in their situation when their mom is not really around at all. Their dad is raising them. That's already hard enough in itself.
Yes.
There was one girl that I can't remember her name or what grade I was in, but there was a girl that I was friends with, and I remember going to her house, and I remember that I think I asked if she lived with like just her dad or something, or like figured out that she lived with just her dad, and her house and how she was and how things were set up gave that very much so. So it's completely different when the mother is not in the picture. Yes, it's different when the father is not in the picture too, but the mother is their nurturer. The mother makes it home.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it where girls grow up with their dads, and most of the time, if it is a great relationship with the girl when dad, that's cool, but the girl is raised. She's much more tougher than most kids. She's much more.
She's a tomboy. She's rough.
Ava and Cameron are the type, like, they're girls, but if they hit you, or if something happens or whatever, like, they just or if they get mad, they just be like. Like, a girl is not gonna do that.
If they do, they're more quiet.
Exactly.
Whereas,
and if you ask what's wrong with them, if they get mad and you ask them what's wrong with them, they're like, nothing.
Just like a dude.
Like a dude.
Dang.
For real. And it's like, how do you want to say so bad? Oh, you look and you act
just like your daddy.
But the influence, like we talked about earlier, the influence is crazy.
It
like
really
is. With China and the kids, so I get what you're saying. The influence is crazy. I try to influence Zoe in a way that it's not hateful or bitter. Zoe's iPad, believe it or not, are pictures of me and Antonio when we were together and we were pregnant, and there's pictures of us hugging and kissing and this and that,
so
and
that's
she
what
can
she-
swipe through that and see that.
Wow.
I purposely did that, even though I cannot stand him.
Mhm.
But you're
You
going to
did
know that
Yeah.
you came from love.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you might not feel it now, but you came. We wanted you here.
Yeah.
You were not a mistake.
Exactly.
That's true.
So
You heard that?